Yo, what's up everybody? Dr. Dylan DeLorenzo here, owner and operator at the Applied Kinesiology Center of New Jersey, located in the heart of Teres. Yo, today we're going over muscle of the week number 8, the Sartorious muscle. The Sartorious muscle is a pretty in-depth muscle. We're going to cover its origins, its insertions, its actions. We're going to cover what symptoms you can be expressing if it's in a state of dysfunction. We're going to be going over nutrition, and we're going to be going over maybe 1 or 2 case studies. It's going to be about an 11-12 minute video. If you don't have time to watch the whole thing, you can also check it out on YouTube. Alright, so the Sartorious muscle. Sartorious muscle attaches to your hip right here, and it goes all the way down, crosses the medial knee, and attaches right about up on the tibia. Okay? It does this. That's what it does. Okay? It does that. If I was more flexible, I could bring my foot up here. So that's basically what the Sartorious does. And it's big, it's thick and it's flat. It's an anterior hip stabilizer. Now, when the Sartorious muscle is in dysfunction, it's an adrenal related muscle. So it is seen in some stressful conditions. So if your body doesn't like that you have a clogged lymphatic system, or a closed ileocecal valve, or a pinched nerve, or a whatever, your adrenals can let you know by becoming hyper or hypo. Okay, I usually see hypoadrenal with long-standing chronic issues. You can have an adrenal issue that's acute. It's not a big deal, which is a separate set of nutrition, as you would if you were to have a long-standing chronic adrenal issue. I've seen one primary adrenal issue to where this patient's cortisol was a 0, and they had a hyperthyroid problem also. That was a very unfortunate case, but that patient is doing actually pretty good right now. So I don't really see like primary adrenal issues. I see adrenal issues that are secondary to something that's happening in the body. Okay, that's what I see. That's what I see in Bergen County. Now, if I lived in Colorado, I'd probably see other stuff. If I lived in Maine, I'd probably see other stuff. It's just what I see here. I don't know. That's what walks in. I don't tell people to come in. They just walk in. All right. So, the first thing that we want to check with adrenals is called Raglan sign. It's when your top number of your blood pressure from sitting to standing goes up about 4 to 10. And when you stand to sit, it goes down to 4 to 10. When you go up, when you stand up and you get dizzy, that's orthostatic hypotension. That means that your adrenals are suffering because of something. When you go from standing to sitting, your blood pressure should drop 4 to 10. That's an indication of kidney function. Okay? It doesn't mean your kidneys are screwed up. It just might mean that they need a little help. All right. So don't start taking all these kidney nutrients. Everybody goes on sites and just orders nutrients, and they come in with like 50, 60 vitamins. It's crazy. I throw them all out. I'm like, if you're not taking biotics or standard process, maybe a couple other ones here and there from a couple other companies, it's probably not working. All right. So when you shine a light in somebody's eye and it opens and closes, opens and closes, opens and closes, that's an adrenal issue. If you test my bicep and it's strong, and then you stretch that bicep and that joint that it covers, and then my bicep weakens, and you can do that in multiple different areas in the body, that is an adrenal issue. Asthma. To all you people that have asthma out there, you know who has asthma? 12-year-old boys and girls. 9-year-old boys and girls. 15-year-old boys and girls have asthma because they're fed crap all day long. White flour, wheat, grains, and dairy. Your body doesn't like that. It is inflammatory. It causes an inflammatory bowel issue, and your adrenals freak out. So now you have a secondarily adrenal issue that you have to support in order to fix the asthma, okay? I know you have asthma. I know you have asthma, or somebody you know has asthma, okay? Your other doctor probably told you there's nothing you can do, or, quote, you'll grow out of it. No. Allergies. Allergies are fantastic. I go around a dog and my eyes get so puffy they shut and they itch. Or I'm around a cat. I can't go to my aunt's house because she has a parrot. I can't go to uncle's house because, you know, they have a ferret and my eyes shut. That's an adrenal issue. You know what else is an adrenal issue? Swelling, like little hives. That means there's an indication for your adrenals to be looked at. That's what this means. When your sartorius muscle turns off, your hip can rock backwards, and you can get a very specific twitch or twinge, whatever you want to call it, right here in the back, right, like people say, right here, you know, right here, and you just can't crack it. You can't crack it because it needs to be blocked face up. That's if it's a true category 2. It needs to be blocked. Do not adjust that because it will screw you up. This is maybe why your last chiropractor hurt you. Or why you're on visit 12 and you're not better yet. Hey, listen, I don't make this stuff up. This is what I see. This is what walks in. So those are Sartorious, gracilis indicators. All right, some of the nutrition. Let's talk about nutrition real quick. It's very simple. There's tons and tons of adrenal supports out there, okay? There's a desiccated adrenal by standard process, which is for acute phases. Like you just got in a car accident, or you just got punched in the face, or you just had a run from a dog, or you just had something very serious happen to it. You got in an argument with somebody. Take desiccated adrenals. Boom, 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 boom. They're so powerful, you don't want to take them for longer than you need to. Then you have to switch. I personally like ADB5 from Biotics. That is awesome. Adrenal glandulars work really well too. Adrenal glandulars, protomorphogens, is the actual DNA blueprint of that organ, which helps that organ regrow, and it helps with function, okay? It helps it get back on its feet and back on track. Pantothenic acid, B5, really works for adrenal gland dysfunction. All right, so there's a bunch of other things that we can discuss, but I'm not here doing a big, long seminar on the adrenals, although maybe I should. That would be pretty cool. So here's an adrenal case. My wife, people, you know, today's Monday, so people are going to come in and go, so how was your weekend? Just like they always do. Everybody's very nice. And I say, it was great. And they say, well, what'd you do? And I said, I played with Dylan for 8-9 hours. And they were like, oh, that's wonderful. Well, it's because my wife was on a computer doing work for 8-9 hours straight. And this is what we do on our Tuesdays, our Thursdays, and our Sundays. We work. Imagine a full-blown doctor's office, but only with 2 people running it. It's very intense. Now, we have an acupuncturist. Her name's Elaine, if you don't know her. She's awesome. She pitches in a lot. But the back-end stuff with billing and collections and input into the system and all this other stuff is what we do on our days off. So, Lisa's adrenals get taxed. So, for example, 2 days ago, she was complaining of right-sided neck pain. She couldn't turn her head to the right. Okay? Lisa's my wife, for those of you that don't know. And so, your normal diagnosis is, let me crack your neck. No. That's how you give people disc problems. That's why when you go to your chiropractor, you develop a different worsening problem. Don't let people screw you up. Don't let people screw up your body, okay? It's not cool. Do you know how long it takes to fix something that's screwed up? I do it every day. Every day. Every single day. I have people come in that are worse because they went to other places. Because it was close, it was convenient, and it was free, I think. Anyway. So, I jump into the system. I'm thinking she can't turn her head. It's got to be a muscle issue. But what's wrong with the muscle? Maybe the lymphatic system flowing through it is clogged, preventing the muscle from actually working. The nerve that controls the muscle and the pathway from the muscle to the brain is deficient, right? So all those little muscles will freeze then because it doesn't know what's going on. So now you have decreased right rotation. Left is fine. And so I grab her head and I motion it, and her body's like, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. So I'm not going to go, and try to adjust it. That's crazy. So I find a weak muscle. And I found the Sartorious muscle. And the Sartorious muscle led us through the brain patterning, which led us to the opposite side of pain in the neck. So T1, C7 was out of rotation. So we challenged it. We found a way at which it had to be adjusted. And before I adjusted it, I checked to see if it was screwing up her lymphatic system, and what do you know, it was. So her adrenals, I think the coffee that she drinks, I'm going to go out on a limb here, I think the coffee that she drinks is clogging her lymph, and when she's up and she's really putting in time and she's digging hard and doing work, her adrenals get a little fuzzy, and a lymph and adrenal issue together is a bad day, and it just shuts her system off. One tiny adjustment right here fixed her lymph system and balanced her adrenals. Okay? Then, yesterday, we adjusted her again because she still has a decreased range of motion, but the pain is 50% better. The lymphatic system's gone, the adrenals are gone, so we jump in a system. We find that her neck, that hurts here, needs to be adjusted this way with her chin tucked. So if I didn't tuck the chin, would I have hurt her? The answer is yes. You would have hurt her. So don't hurt. I'm not trying to hurt people. So boom, and you should have heard it. It sounded like twigs breaking, like dried, snappy twigs breaking. It was instant pain relief, rejuvenation of her nervous system. She had a full range of motion, and it was great. It was great. So that's an example of that. When people have ileocecal valves that are inflamed or closed or stuck open, that can really screw up your adrenal glands. For example, this is one more case study I really want to talk about because it's pretty cool, but I have a patient, he's a young kid, he plays football. And for years and years and years and years and years and years and years, I've been asking him to stop eating milk and cereal and eat protein drinks with avocados and bananas and take your vitamins and stay away from grains and dairy and learn other ways to eat things. Well, didn't want to do it, and just recently was tackled improperly and broke his clavicle. Yeah, well, he was tackled and he landed on it. That's why he broke his clavicle. Excuse me, I think Aaron Rodgers broke both his clavicles. Why not break the humerus? Why not break the elbow? Why not break the neck? Why not break your acromion or your coracoid? Why not shatter your shoulder blade or your why the clavicle? I don't know. Because it's a weak bone. Probably not. Because when you take a hit, boom, you tighten up. So you should just boom, get jarred. This area was dysfunctional. This area on this patient was allowed to cave in, and it forced the clavicle to burst. That's what happened. Now, why it happened, so here they go. They healed in about 3 months. They were going to PT. Still had pain right here in his arm. The PT said, that's your supraspinatus tendon, you just have to wait. So he comes in here and he reports, I've been going to PT, I have pain right here. It's because of my supraspinatus tendon. I just have to wait. That's what my PT said. So, you know, that doesn't make sense to me. I need a reason. And I couldn't figure out why the PT said that or what they were thinking after my examination of my patient. So I jump in, bing, bang, boom. I find the ileocecal valve is just shot wide open, stuck, and guess where the reflex points are for the ileocecal valve? Here, and here, and here. So it was the teres minor muscle on this patient that was off. So I fixed the ileocecal valve. That fixed the teres minor problem. So could this patient develop a thyroid issue? Yes. So if they clogged their gut, could they develop a thyroid issue? Yes. Don't develop a thyroid issue. You're going to start losing your hair and it's going to thin. So this is what I said. I said your teres minor has always been off. And this is the reason you were susceptible to breaking your clavicle. Your teres minor is huge. Just think about where it attaches all the way back here, and then it comes around and attaches right here. Your teres minor does this. Boom. Okay? So his arm, with loss of external rotation, was already internally rotated, like this, neurologically. So you put a little bit more pressure on this, guess what's breaking? The clavicle. Good thing he didn't rupture his AC joint. Why did he rupture his AC joint? Broke the bone, not the AC joint. His bone was so unstable, it just snapped like a twig. So, if he would have stopped eating sugar and grains and dairy, got his diet right 5 years ago, and actually like came in, right? So I can prevent stuff from happening like everybody should. I'm not saying you need to come in 3 times a week forever, but at least stop in here on a monthly basis at best. Let me at least clear your stuff out and put you on a path to healing to where you're okay, to where when you come in, you're not all fell apart again. We could just real quick put you back together. I could give you an update on your system. I could let you know what nutrients you need, and then you go. That's what we like to do, but not this patient. So with the teres minor off, unstable because of his gut inflamed, that was it. Now if they would have been eating clean and all this and stuff, this arm would have been able to take the hit, and I highly doubt the clavicle would have broke. So there's my other case study. And these are patterns that I see with my clinical experience. I base everything off of what I do, of what I've been taught and what I see, and actually how patients are fixed. So I fix what I find on people. I fix what I find. The patient the other day, pain right here. By the way, these are adrenal points, and these are adrenal points right here. Patient comes in, unrelenting pain right here. Okay? Anemia for 7 years. That is adrenal issue. So the way to balance her anemia was to fix her adrenal issue. Support the adrenals. Stop aggravating them with coffee and stimulants and lack of sleep and getting angry and road rage and all this stuff. This is what really, on a daily basis, screws you up. This is why people love music, because people love to feel good. So this wasn't a rib. It's an adrenal reflex point. So this is how we know the patient's getting better. We do the blood pressure exam. We muscle test. Good morning. And we check these points. And eventually at this point went away over here. So this is week 8. This is muscle 8, the Sartorious. If you think you have a Sartorious issue, if you think you have an adrenal problem, if you think that you go from sitting to standing and get dizzy, or if you have asthma or allergies, if you have anemia that's not getting fixed, call my office. My phone number is 201-634-8755. I'm here all day today. All day. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.